course it would be a small consolation to all of us. Tell me about House Sourbeck. Religious and hardworking, Sourbeck's own many enterprises on the world of Sentinel's pride, including the distillation manufactorums that produce promethium. I must know that lately members of Sourbeck family have been prone to overly liberal statements about the von Valancius dynasty. They believe that Lady Theodora is a bit too keen to leave her worlds without proper oversight. I would like to know more about Verserians. Verserians are a line founded by Lady Theodora Seneschal and as such are normally considered nobility, at least from the standpoint of the Imperial Navy from which Lord Abelard hails. On Dargonus, however, their position is precarious. Firstly, they never were granted an official title, a process which has been impeded for decades by the old houses of Dargonus. And secondly, the other families do not see them as equals, but more as upstarts clinging to the rogue traders' favor. The Verserians are responsible for the capital's world fleet and the majority of the cargo shipments on domestic routes. After hearing all of that, I now feel the urge to have every one of those psychopaths executed at once. You're naturally well within your right, rogue trader, but remember that this will cause the multi-layered bureaucratic system of Dargonus, of your entire trade empire, in fact, to come apart at seams. And that's not even considering the likelihood of attempted reprisals from their families and allies. I would hold off on the death sentences, act with restraint and wisdom, present for all to see sufficient proof of the unwanted house guilt. Do not mistake me, mass executions are one way to solve your problems, but in that case you should weigh up every possible scenario before you act. Enough of nobles. Anything else to report? There was. At this time, it concerns the main reason for my presence on the planet, the Xenos and the threat they pose both to you and humanity as whole. The last few months have been difficult for the people who report to me. My eyes and ears scattered throughout the Coronus expanse, warp disturbances, astropods overcome with madness, ships disappearing in the Imperium. Many of my observers and contacts have gone dark or have been killed by some calamity or other. Still, I managed to establish communication with some key individuals who were able to warn me about incoming threats, including Xenos raids. It is within my power to supply you with intelligence on where and when the Xenos will strike next. I do not doubt the Governor Drivestem will beg you for protection against the Xenos, and in this fight, the information from my contacts will serve you well. I beseech you, rogue trader. If ever reported threat looming over a ship or a planet, did not dismiss it. Sometimes it takes an intervention from the rogue trader and his mighty void ship to avert a disaster. Basically, we're gonna be a space cop on a full game when the full game is out. Classic space cop. You're gonna receive those warnings non-stop while you travel, and then you're gonna need to go back, and then you're gonna be time limited, I guess, with cycles. And in that case, you keep Navigator's points so you can immediately warp to the area that's in danger. That's how it's gonna work, with penalties. Do you know anything about what has become of Kunrad Voidweir? The former Master of Whispers is a heretic and a traitor to the dynasty. That's connected to Chapter 1 and Prologue, I guess. Word of his treason reached Dargonus too late. Kunrad came to the planet and left it almost immediately, once he had sown discord in the minds of the gullible and naive. The worst of the rumors he started was that you were the one responsible for Lady Theodora's sudden demise. Of course, your loyal subjects did their best to skin alive any who showed signs of doubt, but it seems unlikely that the guards got to everyone who was allowed doubt in their heart and now nurtures it in secret. That's all. According to the message I received a few minutes ago, Governor Drivestem has arrived at the court. I imagine that the Chancellor is already prepared to arrange the meeting, and that's left it to notify that you're ready to see Urban. We got politics now. On Dargonus, basically, we got politics. Mention. Governor is waiting. Awareness checks to see the sharp gaze, the impeccably straight back, the composure. For a moment you feel like you're looking at a younger version of Abelard himself, not his heir. Judging by the scars, On the exposed parts of her body, Clementia saw her fair share of combat prior to assuming the position of Chancellor. What are your responsibilities as a Chancellor? To put it simply, I'm your trade representative. Any and all decrees, deals, official communication, and meetings are first reviewed by me and then forwarded to you, and from you, down to hierarchy. My purview also includes overseeing your lordship property, the palace, the estates, the many gardens, and other demesnes on Dargonus that you have inherited from Lady Theodora. And whenever you are present on Dargonus, consider me your personal secretary. What can you tell me about Dargonus? All deals and important decisions are made here in the capital. Many years ago, an ancestor of Lady Theodora signed an agreement with the Adeptus Administratum which allowed for efficient management of the world and the neighboring systems. In accordance with the decree, a share of the planet's population was assigned to the Administratum and converted into servitor scribes that now toil across the entire world. Dargonus is also the seat of several noble families who run all the major planets in the Trade Empire. If I may express my not so humble opinion, they care very little about who exactly stands at the helm. Those piranhas think about their own profits just as much as they do about the prosperity of the Trade Empire itself, if not more. And lastly, Dargonus has its own fleet, a luxury unavailable to the vast majority of other worlds in your realm. In addition to battleships, the Trade Empire also employs privateer vessels, which are used to transport cargo between worlds. Does the capital stay in contact with the other worlds in the Trade Empire? Unfortunately, not at this time, your lordship. After a few representatives of Adeptus Astra Telepathica on Dargonus went into frenzy, some of the psychers were tragically pacified by the respective authorities. Since then, communication with the neighboring systems has been unreliable at best. Thanks be to the master of mankind that you managed to find your way to the capital. If the noble houses are so volatile, what sense is there in keeping them? Over the many centuries, an intricate hierarchy has formed within the ruling elite of Dargonus. The great houses do more than plunder your treasury. It is replenished to a large degree thanks to their administrative work and their lands. Naturally, you can get rid of anyone who you consider surplus to requirements. But right now, it could threaten the fragile stability that is currently holding the Trade Empire together. Any issues that I should be aware of? Apart from the disrupted communications, Dargonus was recently raided by enemies of humanity. However, the fleet under the command of Captain Marcius Varserian triumphed over the accursed Xenos. If you ask for my opinion on this matter, we have the situation completely under control. Awareness check again. Tell me about Governor Drivestem. Urban Drivestem is a well-respected man, and not just on Dargonus but throughout the Trade Empire. For many centuries, his house has supported the capital's administration and the logistics between the von Valancius systems. The Drivestem's efforts secured years of order and prosperity for Dargonus. What's more, Lady Theodora personally insisted that the Lord Urban specifically be made the next governor. Achilles Calendar, does he cause any problems? None at all. Secretary Calendar is an outstanding individual and a loyal servant of the von Valancius dynasty. In Lady Theodora's absence, we collaborated on a number of issues related to the well-being of your domain, and he has proven himself quite capable. And I don't know why, but even the governor trembles before Achilles, which is unusual for a man of his, shall we say, standing. The governor can wait. Save. I'm ready to see the governor. Arrange for him to be escorted to your study. Governor, rogue trader von Valancius, 20th in his line, rogue trader, keeper of the sacred warrant, and ruler of Coronus Expanse from the Cranax system to the 100 Dreams Crossroads. I bid you welcome. Urban Drivestem, governor of this great world, first and foremost, please accept my deepest condolences. It will be difficult to recover from the loss of a woman as great as Theodora von Valancius. It pains me to think that she is no longer with us. The citizens of Dargonus and of the entire Trade Empire grieve alongside you. Please allow us to declare half a year of mourning so that we can honor the memory of our beloved lady. There is no need. I'm the new ruler of the Trade Empire. Let my subjects rejoice at my arrival instead. It's all the same to me, do as you see fit. Theodora deserves at least a full year. I will immediately give all necessary instructions, your lordship. Esteemed rogue trader, Lady Theodora was a strong leader, and we ought to follow her example. Let us lean on her wisdom and persevere in spite of this tragedy together, and let us carry on where she no longer can by leading the Von Valancia's trade empire to even greater prosperity. Alas, it won't be an easy task to accomplish. Some time ago, the astrophats of Dargonus flew into a rage and they had to be subdued. We're gradually restoring our ability to speak with neighboring worlds, but the contacts are still weak, and the routes are tangled and no longer lead to the systems that the captains expect them to. Given that the vast majority of ships in the Dargonus Navy travel without relying on the services of navigators, without your engagement, the well-being of Von Valancia's dynasty and billions of its subjects is presently at risk. We inherited shit, in other words. What's my opinion on turn-based combat? It's very raw. It will be better as time goes. It's unfair to judge right now. It takes way too long. It's fun to play, but it takes way too long. One fight can last like 30 minutes, man. Am I more into story for Rogue Trader or for Breath of the Righteous? They are equal. As far as story goes. Equal. It's like I'm playing Breath of the Righteous again, in terms of the story. Nothing changed, okay? Now it depends who likes high fantasy setting and who likes sci-fi setting. But it's exactly the same game in terms of story. Any named items, I need to check my inventory. I don't pay much attention to items, to be honest. You bought Breath of the Righteous because of me. You'll buy Rogue Trader too, eh? Jokes aside, it's worth it. We met a ship from Dargonus not too long ago. The crew was transporting a strange artifact and went mad during the flight. Konrad Wojtyla, former Master of Whispers, is a heretic and a traitor. Has he shown his face on Dargonus? Lord Wojtyla visited the capital some time ago, but he did not request a personal meeting. A heretic, you say? Now I see where all this whispering in the corridors has come from. I'll be frank with you, your lordship, Lady Theodora's sudden death was a blow to every one of us, and the absence of any sort of verifiable and complete information about her successor gives grounds for all manner of rumors and misinterpretations. Rogue Trader should sit over here when he talks with everyone that enters this room. He should be right over here in the chair. Especially if someone is deliberately inciting unrest and discontent. Naturally, none would dare challenge you by accusing you of something as sacrilegious as murdering a rogue trader. However, Konrad Wojtyla was once a true boon to the trade empire back in the day, and as such, some might heed his words. So you already purchased. Nice, nice. Now we wait for a year or two. Publicly execute all who indulge in heretical sentiments against the rogue traders. Its loyalty has failed to keep my servants in check. Fear will. Subject all who dare to make heretical remarks about the rogue trader to servitude in perpetuities. Machines aren't prone to dissonance. My subjects' doubts are understandable. Too many things have changed in a too short a span. I will prove myself worthy of my position. So you can be a tyrant, a small tyrant, a good guy, and an asshole. Basically, those would be your choices. Why, rogue trader, your desire is most commendable, but please do not forget that rulers should never bow to their attendants, or some might see it as a show of weakness. And what exactly do the Argonos nobility expect from me in light of the loss of routes and communications with other worlds? We're all troubled by the fate of every world. Janus that supplied Argonos and other planets with foodstuffs. Empty stomachs can drive even the mildest rebel to revolt. Furthermore, House Gaprak is perturbed by the loss of communication with industrial world Kiava Gamma, which is in their charge. If you wish to know my opinion, the world that deserves your attention the most is panel world Vibos 6, one of the key mining suppliers in your trade empire. Such intriguing concern for Vibos 6 outpost doesn't your house happen to own the extraction stations there? Your lordship, I beg of you, do not interpret my words as an attempt to influence your decisions in any way. You see, without Vibos 6, the manufactorums on your worlds will not make haste to find new suppliers elsewhere and arrange for new shipments. In these troubling times, they run the risk of delays and other most tragic mishaps. My only concern is for the prosperity of the Von Valancius dynasty. Already been to Kiava Gamma industrial world was overtaken by a cult of chaos worshippers. Such woeful tidings, your lordship. I assume that House Gaprak is in for an official investigation. If I may remind you, they have particularly close ties to Adeptus Mechanicus and serve as patrons of Kiava Gamma. Not to speak in the defense of criminals, your lordship, but from where I stand, the outbreak of heresy on Kiava could hardly have been perpetrated by a noble family who stands to lose the majority of their wealth should the industrial world fall. We won't wait for investigations. Situate that the punitive measures are taken against House Gaprak. I doubt the Gapraks had anything to do with this incident. We'll wait for the results of the investigation. Most reasonable. What of the industrial world? Are we to expect trade to recommence? The production facilities of Kiava Gamma will serve humanity once more, rest assured. House Gaprak will be overjoyed. I've been to Janus. Governor Viat found herself facing a number of problems in my absence. Viat line is one of the oldest in the Von Valancius trade empire. If the inheritor of such well-respected blood could not handle whatever had befallen her, then the situation must have been extraordinary indeed. Never you mind about that, Governor. He stares at you with a mixture of worry and incredulity. Nevertheless, after hearing your words, he bows his head in obedience. That does it for the planets and trade routes. What else? I don't rightly know where to begin. Otherworldly beasts are not an uncommon sight in Kronos' expanse. They've been a menace to the worlds this side of the mall for decades, but now those abominations are on the rampage. They show no signs of fear as they attack ships, either damaging them to the point where they become unfit for transport duty or outright cutting them. Only you have the power to stop this madness. We're in the process of restoring astropathic Coar of Dargonus. Luckily, we were forced to slay only some of the deranged psychics, although those that remain are as yet unable to transmit messages. I hope Master Scalander will keep his word and offer you his support in the war against the Xenos. According to his reports, the region Vibo 6 has been of particular concern in the last few cycles, which is all the more reason to discover the colony fate as soon as possible. Now to the issues on a smaller scale. There's a certain degree of tension in the capital due to the unorthodox succession to the Sacred Warrant. Chances of uprising are minimal, of course, and the spreading of rumors is nothing but a sign of weakness of mind and spirit. Nonetheless, I prepared a list of minor houses that have demonstrated unseemly discomposure at your succession. What is to be done about them? Eliminate the most prominent malcontents quietly, but do not threaten entire families. Hopefully these steps will be enough to keep the rest from causing any more trouble. Hear not what those hyenas are yapping about behind my back. Leave them be. They're no threat to me. Make arrangements for public purges. All who sullied the rogue trader's name must meet their death on the executioner's block. Send the disgruntled nobles lavish gifts on my behalf, and make sure that my generosity does not go unnoticed by the rest. There's some options, man. Eliminate the most prominent malcontents quietly. Once your lordship wrath descends upon the guilty, have no doubts there won't be a soul on their gunners willing to share their fate. And one last thing, your lordship, your inauguration as a bearer of the Sacred Warrant is but a matter of time, and I would like to inquire about one crucial detail. I imagine you are intending to uphold the centuries-old tradition bolstered by an equally long-lasting friendship of being represented on their gunners by one of the noble houses. I presume that, as before, this duty will be accorded to the House Drivestem. Which houses can represent me at the ceremony? There is no need to alter any traditions. The dynasty will be represented by House Drivestem. Skaprak will represent the new rogue trader. House Sourback will carry out the duty. I suppose I'll bestow this honor upon the Versarians. I don't care, just don't fight too hard over the bone. Which houses can represent me at the ceremony? Any of the noble houses located on Vergonus, the Drivestem family which I lead, the Gaprak family with long ties to the Adeptus Mechanicus, the Sourbacks known for their piety and diligence in service. Perhaps I should also mention the Versarians, who have some influence but who are not actually of noble origin. Any one of these houses would be honored to represent you at the ceremony. We stick with traditions. I never doubted your lordship's decision. I can tell the future holds a fruitful partnership for us, and prosperity for all Dargonas. I'll immediately relay all your orders. Most gracious rogue trader, may the gold of throne illuminate your path. We met a ship from Dargonas not too long ago. The crew was transporting a strange artifact and went mad during the flight. I don't understand. The ship did indeed depart from orbit, but it did so, if you can believe it, on the rogue trader authorization. That is why no one dared to impede its departure. Lord Captain, it would seem that Kunrad somehow got his hands on a copy of your authorization, or perhaps even the original. A tool like that in the hands of a traitor does not bode well. Morons. Tell me about yourself and House Drivestem. My pleasure to enlighten you. My house is the oldest and most respected in Dargonas. My ancestors walked side by side with yours for many generations as they cared for this world's welfare. Our duty is to supervise the governing bodies within the systems subservient to you, and we're responsible for the trade empire, logistics, and economic stability. As for me personally, I'm a humble servant of the Emperor and a loyal subject of Rogue Trader. And to my great pleasure, I had the honor of calling myself Lady Theodora's close friend. To Urban's last words, Abelard lets out a sound that could be interpreted. They need to fix the shit while Abelard stands. Is either a snort or a cough. Urban gives him a look, which Abelard meets with an expression of utter nonchalance. I would like to complete my inauguration as a rogue trader as soon as possible. When is the ceremony? I'm afraid that until you deal with the pressing issues, the ceremony will have to be postponed. Many trade routes are still unavailable. The central worlds of the Von Valancius Empire are going through a crisis, and the warp disturbances, if Void observes, are to be believed, will prevent important guests from reaching the capital. Thank you for your time, and the Emperor Grace be with you. We received a new main quest, Forge a Path to Vibos 6. And off we go. I guess that's all there is. I need to see over here with Clementia. But I guess that's it. That's it. It's calendar. Yo. It's done. What can they do to improve the combat? Gunner. Better animations that are coming up. Smooth animations, they're extremely important in a turn-based game. And they need to be short, like under a second for something to happen when someone shoots, okay? Like in Darkest Dungeon 2, it needs to be smooth, okay? When you press a button, it happens once you move your thumb from the button. That's the first thing that should be done. And a bit faster pace, lesser, smaller amount of enemies, but harder enemies. Once that happens, there comes the balancing, and it's gonna be fine. Yes, combat is wonky because it's alpha, early alpha. Of course it's wonky, everything is. But that doesn't take away that it's a great game. Warp. Pelium Solitas, Narmer 4, Odentius 11, Mortius something, Litobrium, Last Chance, Lapidus Mortius. Momentum mechanic, it needs to be worked on, okay? I like it. You got two options. When you're fucked, you trigger that less 10 momentum on everyone. And also you can build up momentum when things go in your favor. But it needs to get balanced. That's how it is. That's all. A Vox notification from the Ogre's team drowns out the usual noise on the bridge. An Imperial vessel, the Dark Piercer, and its escort ships are headed your way. Your archives make no mention of either the ship or its owner. As you're pondering your course of action, the ship captain contacts you first, introducing himself as the Pilgrim. The captain greets the rogue trader courteously and offers to purchase any information you might have on the power crystal deposits. Why the captain calls himself the Pilgrim? The captain admits he hasn't always done the right things in his life, but he once beheld the blessing of the Emperor himself and has followed a special path of service to him ever since. That is the path now he treads as a pilgrim. As for details on what the Pilgrim needs power crystal for, Captain Course laughter echoes forth from the wax. Power crystals are part and parcel of many different aspects of Imperial life. How exactly his customers are going to use them is none of his concern. All the Pilgrim promises is that the crystals will be used for the good of humanity. The mention of power crystals make Pascal palpably enthusiastic. Indifferent toward making a deal with a shadowy individual, the Magus nonetheless recommends finding out more about crystal deposits. Your own trade empire would benefit from the knowledge. Sister Argenta sincerely believes the words of the Pilgrim. A cowl or a golden Aquila are no prerequisites for being his true servant. If the captain sincerely wants to help the Imperium, perhaps by his own methods, there is nothing questionable about extending a helping hand. What you'll get in return. The Pilgrim has been exploring the Coronis Expanse for years and knows many of its secrets. He promises to let you in on intriguing rumors that may be of interest to someone with your skills and capabilities. Say that is not enough. It looks like the Captain of Darkpiercer is unsurprised by your reaction. He's willing to pay in gold and securities for any information on crystals. Pass on the information. The Captain of Darkpiercer is in the best of spirits. In gratitude for your invaluable help, he sends you a small box containing ancient maps and documents. They appear to speak of a certain Imperial world, lost ages ago. Then, in somewhat of a conspiratorial tone, the Pilgrim relates a story about a standoff between two Xenos fleets, which he was told by an acquaintance. The person in question sadly enough died at the hand of the Inquisition before they were able to pass the coordinates for the crash site of one of the Xenos ships. However, the Pilgrim knows for a fact that the vessel had met its demise on an ocean world. Bid farewell. They're analyzing the Ogre data. The officers were surprised to discover that the planet was once covered with oceans. Long ago, an unknown cataclysm caused the seas to dry out and turn the world into a lifeless desert. The most amazing discovery of all was the skeletal remains of the colossal oceanic organisms, some large enough to be seen from orbit. Life is fragile even for creatures this enormous. Yes, I don't even know where to go. There are more to say, yes. Savannah. That was the last extracticum. Great. Just great. Toribum maledict. A small planet gently wrapped in amber forest greets you with a ruby-colored dawn. Basil von dem Clearch, the local governor, gives the rogue trader a warm welcome. After several glasses of demazine, the sweltering ruler asks if rogue trader von Valancius would like to keep him company during the upcoming hunt. Accept the offer. After several hours of riding the local peculiar animals, you make camp in the middle of the golden forest. Basil von dem Clearch points at the sky. A flat disk rises over the horizon, constantly changing its color and shape. The forest grows silent and empty. You can no longer hear the singing of birds or even the rustle of wind. The governor nods with satisfaction, and a few shapes step into clearing. Their bodies are twisted by an unknown phenomena. You watch the freaks with astonishment as they begin to dance to the throaty cackling of their brethren, turning the scaly hands covered in bony growths and pulsating flesh towards the unnatural thing in the sky. What is going on? The governor smiles coyly. You're about to see what is going on with your own eyes. Watch in silence. The hypnotic dance seemed to continue forever. The unfortunate creatures howled, whined, and convulsed, unable to tear the bleeding eyes from the celestial body. The Pavonian disc outshone the light of the local star. The physical shells of the things that used to be men burst, releasing the beasts not even the most fluent and capable pen can describe into the world. Basil von dem Clearch excitedly explains that the creatures you saw are the children of the great king of distortion. It is he who is the true god and patron of these fertile grounds. Once every cycle his chariot shines its light upon the world and bestows transformation upon his most ardent followers. The rogue trader may become one of his heralds. Execute the governor on spot. Express the desire to become the herald of King of Distortion. Thank the governor and leave the execute the governor on sight. The governor's head separates from the neck with a distinctive squelch. Black and brown blood seeps into the soil beneath his corpulent body and is immediately transformed into a boil of worms that burrow deep in the ground with unnatural speed. You return to the ship pondering what to do with the world, and more importantly, what to do with King of Distortion. Order to chart the course to the anomaly known as the King of Distortion. The senior officers observe suspicious activity emanating from the twisted celestial body at the heart of the system. The chaplain advises to get ready for a potential encounter with a spawn of the archenemy, so it may be wise to reconsider unless you have holy relics, sacred wards, or blessed effigies of the Emperor. The golden forests of Amberworld look enchanting even from the orbit. Cleanse the world of heresy. Crimson flame devours the golden woods and black smoke covers the sky as far as the eye can see. Amberworld dies at your feet, but regret has no place where the archenemy encroaches on the holy lands of the Imperium of men. It needs to change when I purify this. It needs to burn. A flame with plethora of colors, a distorted celestial disk twitches slightly behind the endless row of windows of the captain's bridge. The rogue trader's ship approaching its center. Another worldly voice, cold enveloping, enters your mind. What could this puny wretch possibly offer a king? The officers on the bridge look around, perplexed. Their eyes are full of terror and confusion. Many clutch their heads and let out long howls of pain. Some are emptying their stomachs, but most, pale and exhausted though they are, have joined the Lord Captain in resisting against the entity's influence. Ask who you're talking to. An endless flow of images fills your consciousness. You see a horrifying scenes of millions of tortured souls. Their screams rend your mind. The pain pierces you with 1,000 red-hot needles, a king, a ruler, the obeyed one. That's all you can make sense of, although you see a lot more. So you'd like to become a herald of the king of distortion? No, but I can't fight him. We need Emperor's relics. How dare you bother the king with trifles? The entity is furious, and you feel a gust of invisible wind blow 1,000 blades right through your ship. Officers are collapsing at your feet, choking, and hundreds of casualties are being reported from every deck. A resonant silence descends on the ship, and a bright flash stuns you. For what could be any length of time, if time even exists anymore. What a flying fuck. Usually, like, whacked me out of the system, man. The fuck? We are out. I guess it's not even doable in alpha. Believe it or not, it seems like that's it. These would be all the maps in alpha. All of this. Sectors, systems, call them how you like. That's everything there is. Easy 50 hours of game time. If not even more. Four left. An unidentified object has been located in the system. Mysterious object. The artifact reacts to our transmissions by releasing unknown radiation, most likely of Xeno origin. The cogs are reporting. If you want to get a closer look, we need to close the distance between the vessel and the object. Close the distance. Mysterious object. Oh my god. Scenarios Maleficum region. Internal void ship communications log. A lookout. Bridge, we have an unknown object dead ahead. Not an asteroid, clearly artificial in nature, but it's larger than Football Station. Copy that. Report relay to officer on duty and pilots. Accept visual soon. We have visual. What the fuck? Lookout. This is the Vox Master. I'm heading the pilots, senior officers, and the Lord Captain to this channel. His Lordship wishes to assume personal command. Lord Captain, we requested intel on the object from the Augur Array module, awaiting the response. Lord Captain on the line, what did the Augurs show? Lord Captain on the line, what is the senior officer's take on this? We want to investigate all weapons fire on the object. Let's get away from that thing. What do the Augurs show? How can a tech fail? It always works. Damn. Now it's Lord Xenos. What? Lord Captain on the line. No need to engage the Augurs. I know what it is. It's called a Webway gate. Really? Imagine if I didn't reload here. Webway gate. Van Kellogg's here. What we see before us is a Webway gate. An artifact that Xenos used to get their sorcerer's realm, so to speak. It allows Eldari to get around the sector quickly and serves as a hideout for the most unpleasant tribe, the Drukhari, whom we have already met. Irilet here, this gate is just like the one you saw of the Lilatan. The children of Asurian wander the void through such constructs, erected in ancient times. Any ship that passes through such a portal will enter a tangle of paths, fathomable to none but my kin. Any augur report? According to available data, the object consists of an unknown material foreign to the Imperium. We are registering an unknown class of energy profile. Engine seers are at loss about this technology works exactly, but they didn't specify that the energometry suggests that the system is holding an active charge. The object appears ready to do whatever it's designed to do. Senior officers, what's your take on this? One Kalox here. What we see before us is blah blah blah. We already know that. Okay, can we activate this device somehow? Apologies, Lord Captain. The tech priests have refused even to consider such a possibility. It would be a violation of the Omnissiah tenets and an extremely dangerous undertaking. Perhaps a certain companion of yours could. Even if I knew the secret of this gate, I would never surrender it to the Monkai. The Webway is our kin's sacred refuge and a deadly trap to those such as you, Arantach. All weapons fire on object. Activate batteries, targeting, firing in 3, 2, 1, confirming contact with the object, good thrown, no effect. I don't know what the thing is made of, but our weapons are powerless against it. Maneuver engines changing course. Interesting. Extracting. At first it looked like the snowy and desolate planet was devoid of surprises, but the yellow and orange flickering of the lumens and the notifications from the auger system informed the officers there was a small colony that survived despite the harsh climatic conditions. All the attempts to hail it failed. Send a scouting party. The explorers report the dismal condition of the settlement and its inhabitants. Their skin is translucent and pale, their eyes blue eyes, see particularly no color. Their language is rough and guttural, and stomachs cannot take anything except the stew made from the local roots and Moses. And yet they're subjects of the Imperium, still loyal to the Emperor. They have mistaken your people for his emissaries. What happened to the world? The local elders woefully reminisced about a time long ago. Most of them were still sheltered in their mother's wombs when snow first settled on the verdant fields. Hail ruined the crops and frost hardened the soil. Plants and large beasts that could not sustain themselves were first to go. They were soon followed by birds and critters. Most people in large cities perished, unable to warm themselves and their families. They say the governor and his entourage left the world in the first days of winter, taking all victuals and fuel with them. No one responded to the pleas of the dying world. The stars remained deaf to the messages transmitted by the planet Vox stations. The abandoned Imperial subjects still managed to save machines and valuables, but they were of little use without the supply of promethium. And yet those who survived eventually adapted to the tribulations the God Emperor had bestowed upon them. Give the unfortunate people a gift of promethium and send tech priests to perform the rites of the generator maintenance. And the maw of the first generator belched forth in furious roar, and black ashes started falling from the sky instead of snow. The locals laughed and danced, trying to warm their limbs after decades of cold. They called down blessings upon their unseen savior, a rogue trader from the Von Valancius dynasty, and thanked the God Emperor for the fortune's meeting. The explorer's departure was accompanied by shouts of grateful approval, not to mention the parting gifts they had been given. Cargo Xeno. Xeno trophies. Warp. 3 left. Lapius Mortis. Lord Captain, urgent report. We received an astrophatic message from Regent Aronto Orselio. The navigators are concerned about the fate of Cassia, who disappeared from Eura 5. The Regent is requesting an update on her current status, and he has also inquired about the possibility of personal meeting to negotiate and to arrange the return of the Lady Navigator to her house. The psycho-emotional coding of the received message betrays acute concern, but it also contains something that the astrophats have failed to put into words. If you'll excuse my forthrightness, I feel it necessary to tell House Orselio the truth, otherwise a conflict with the Navy's nobility is possible, which, given the current state of Coronis Expanse, will only play into the hands of the enemies of the Imperium. How did they even learn that I have Cassia? I wish I knew, Lord Captain. It's troubling indeed. Perhaps we have a spy on board, or Regent Aronto is bluffing. In either case, I believe we should respond. Navigators are extremely powerful and useful allies to have. Tell House Orselio that Cassia is safe and that the rogue trader would be honored to meet in person. Order the astrophats to send the following. Cassia Orselio perished at the hands of the rebel navigators at her own house. Tell Regent Aronto that the rogue trader does not know anyone named Cassia. Ignore it, I have no obligation to answer anyone's requests. Tell him I'll meet him in person. I'll see to it. Astrophats will transmit your consent. Representatives of House Orselio will be waiting for you in the capital world, Dargonus. Receiving members of the Navy's nobility is always a delicate matter. Please make sure to discuss the details of this meeting with your Chancellor upon arrival. You bought the game too, Amidja, eh? Have fun with it, and be patient. And have in mind that you're playing early on. It's gonna change drastically along the way. No, extractical. You're facing enemies of humanity, Eldari. Judging by the drive signature, it appears your sudden exit from warp has greatly alarmed them. Brace yourself for an enemy attack. Lord Xena succeeded. The rogue trader is familiar with the methods of the enemies of humanity. They will not catch an Imperial vessel unaware.
Smite the foes of the rogue
Eldari
trader.
blocked some of your starship posts. With an unknown Xena's power, your crew will regain control of these posts in several rounds. In 9 rounds. I don't have shields for 9 rounds. 9 rounds without buffs against 3 Eldari. Okay, that's only 35. That's 90. I'm surrounded by all sides. Are you shitting me? 35s. 90.
Time has come.
This is idiotic without shields, okay? 9 turns is forever. That's like 45 minutes.
Fire the lance batteries.
That ain't fucking cool.
Annihilate them.
I doubt I can win, to be honest. It's a bit way too much without ship upgrades. They got torpedoes also. No bloody way I can do shit. Will you fucking play? There is the winning this, not without shit upgrades. I see the damage man 60 fucking 4 out of 1, there's 5. That's just way too much. And it's not important. Don't wanna lose time like this. Just ignore them. Run a detail scan on the ruins. Xeno activity. The burned husk of Imperial shuttle has been found in the heart of the ruins. Pilot remains are badly damaged. Sister Argenta believes the crew has found the remains of a martyr who sacrificed themselves to protect humanity from Xeno's threat. She proposes to erect a monument and hold a service in their honor. Jae is impressed by the dead pilot bravery and believes they would have been honored to have their equipment serve new generations in the fight against Xenos and heretics. There is a monument. Even though the pilot name is unknown, their sacrifice will be remembered in the hearts of the Imperium's true children. That's gonna change a fucking thing. And now we need to do this. Trust in Navigator's talent. Gain 80 XP. Banish the monsters of Imperium with faith and prayer. Another 87 XP. Nice. Okay, the war brought. It's red. Was that here? I forgot. I was. You left on. We're gonna go to Mortus Aetius. And that would be it. Lord Captain, we have cross-referenced the key characteristics. Ah, this is Weapos 6. That's the last thing I need to do. We go to the right. Go to the right. And then to Weapos 6. Oh. Just 11. Man, I reached the end of the game. Already. Lord Captain, Drukhari's ships are patrolling the system. The likelihood of slipping past their patrols unnoticed is close to zero. That's a lot of Drukharis. The ship's crew is up to the challenge. You fail to get past the enemy ships unnoticed. Nearest Drukhari ship. You get the fuck out, they got shields on every turn. Not fun. Really not fun. Not fun at all. It already ruined my shield.
This one's going down. Torpedoes locked.
What am I supposed to do? Men are invulnerable.
Onward.
Yeah, they need some spell during combat, repair ship or something. Heal, whatever. Like, what the fuck are they doing to me? It's impossible without upgrades. They're crazy. Phase. Right. What you got? Next starship shot gains +2 extra range. So fucking stupid that you can't target them. I don't have words for this shit.
Fire the lance batteries.
Come on. Wait, there's another one. There's 2 more. Right. It's winnable. Yeah. Sure. Sure. Makes sense.
Fire right now! Another salvo! Set the course. Lead them. Annihilate them! Time has come.
This is bad shield. Very
We
bad.
lost the shield. Emperor
I don't
protects
survive
us.
this.
Timorous blue shrouds the decks, Lord
That
Captain.
was so bad.
Nobody survives battle with this void ship.
Onward!
Got the right. I should be able to target now because I got Arc Ogre.
This one's going down.
Come on! Next starship shot gains +2 extra range. I don't see extra range in the same.
Lead them!
It was a perfect move. Shields nothing, man. I get up. What the fuck? For real. For fucking real. Again. Yeah, man! Seven ships. And you don't have ship upgrades. That's a lot. They just way too much. I was close though. Damn, it's fine. Cigarettes, be right back first. Tebi mjau. Mjau i tebi. Jeste. Mijuslave. Mijuslave. Miju. It's Mijuslav. Mijuslav, Mijuslav. Ti si. Miju. Mijuslav. Drukaris. Yeah. Circle around, Drukaris. And sneak with a spaceship. Sneaking with a ship in space. Architect mechanism fragment. This is unavoidable. Unavoidable. This fight.
Order to the
Others
crew.
are. This one is not.
Deliver me
I get
victory.
Insta-get wrecked as I enter. Jesus Christ. What's with detection? We got, I think we got one more main planet, and that's it from the alpha. The last big map I'll play is gonna be the last one. Mijuslave. Sounds like I looked it. Show my kid on stream. Which one? The one that's yelling or these idiots over there that are sleeping? There's 4 of them in the bed. I am Mijuslave. Mew. I am Mijuslave. Did you understand? Did you mean? Did you use? Did you get it? Mew. Did you get it? Mew. That's the one that's meowing non-stop.
Fire the lance batteries! Lay in the course.
Mijuslave,
torpedoes locked. The time has come. This one's going down. Macro cannon, volley!
I fucked it up. Big time.
Beware, Lord Captain. Our shield is down.
Another notch on the macro cannon. Leave their hull strewn across the stars. Fire right now!
Uslove.
Lay in the course. Fire the lance batteries.
I can't protect left.
Macro cannons, volley! The time has come. Lead them. Another salvo!
I'm not sure. I think I need to survive for 11 rounds. That's a bit way too much. There is no way. It's not to kill them, it's to survive. fucking stupid. We go for that planet. Fuck them. I mean it. Fuck them. Not without ship upgrades with this. This is the last spot. Let's see. Idiots. This would be all there is for early alpha. All maps, everything. That's the entire scale. What they gave. And we've been everywhere. Cross-reference the key characteristics of the system with our astronautical chart data. The planet Webos 6 is located here. The problem is the augurs detect unusual change in the atmosphere, not unlike a massive release of toxins. It appears that something unfortunate has happened to the planet's underground storage facilities. Impossible to land safely on the planet just now. Unknown ships are cruising in the system. No need for any cog to analyze it. I can decipher the telemetry easily. Xenos, the armory and artillery crews are standing by. Dark Eldars. Whoa. And it's gonna be Pascal. Check results succeeded. It's cargo. The planet can barely sustain life, and yet searchers discovered a long-lost Imperial colony that was cut off from the rest of the galaxy centuries ago. The colonists live in conditions worse than any other hive, yet they still venerate the Emperor and gladly welcome their visitors. The Lord Captain receives an invitation from the local ruler, an Archqueen, Princeps Domina. Pay the Archqueen an official visit. The ruler meets the Lord Captain in a shack, considered to be a palace by the people here. Tech use check succeeded. The Archqueen's unusual crown is made of metal coils, most likely parts of an ancient device for boiling water. The guests are served the finest delicacies the colony can provide. The Archqueen praises the visitors in mangled low Gothic and calls the Lord Captain her dear brother. At the end of the audience, gifts are presented to the guests. The Archqueen minister delicately remarks that the best possible gift the Lord Captain and his crew could provide would be replenishment of the colony meager gene pool. The Lord Captain give order to canvass the lower decks for volunteers. The most ruggedly handsome among them will be sent to the Archqueen's court along with the other gifts. We send them to fuck. Yeah. We received gifts. Precious necklace 6, but tech is cargo. The Archqueen is delighted and flattered. She hopes the Lord Captain will pay her more visits in the future. Giant. Leva World, Dark Eldars, and then Webos 6. I need to repair the ship though. What's the green chest? Whoa. It's cargo. Final encounter. Mortis Aesius. Dark Eldars.
This hallowed vessel's bulkheads will hold strong.
Another joke.
Annihilate them!
That's the plan. They open up with shields. I need to spend movement points. To repair the ship. Indeed. They hurt. Hey, come on! My torpedoes!
One's going down. Leave their hulls strewn across the stars!
Righteous Fury.
Unleash our vengeful salvo! Onward! Fire the lance batteries! Another salvo!
They just couldn't make the ships more irritating, man, with the shields after a hit. Invulnerability after a hit. You just can't make them more irritating than this.
time has come.
Slové.
This one's going down.
Dark void will erase their colors.
Lead them. Torpedoes locked. Onward! This one's going down.
No one can outmaneuver House Orselio.
Vibos 6, the last planet. We leveled up again. Can you run from the fights when it's possible through the event? That's when you can run from the fights.
I'm tired of idleness, let's move.
It's all up.
I'm always ready.
What am I carrying? Solid. Solid. Solid and plasma.
We shall prevail.
Solid.
You are in the presence of House Orselio.
Solid. Solid. Please.
Does something trouble you, Lord Captain?
Power melt a plasma bolter flame. Laser. Increase movement points. Only cutouts available. Weird, man. That's like, that's bullshit. Weapon skill, ballistic, agility, perception. We owe it, weapon.
What ails you?
Hammer is the power. Yeah, hammer.
I'm watching your back. Always.
Additional +2 pen. That hammer is gonna have 9 penetration. Ballistic. Bits of Vibos 6.
Fascinating stratagem.
Its body's frozen in a natural pose.
I won't tolerate weakness. I'll lay claim to the stars.
Level 28. We got Eldari. The tall lead Xenos moves with grace of an otherworldly predator. The creature gives you an impassioned glance and casually speaks a few words that are immediately picked up by your eludicator. I can't dissail it. What is this? Has one of the sisters found an amusing trinket in the ruins and saved it a special treat for the Ark? Kneel, Xenos, or I will have you flogged. The monkey understands my speech. Where do you get a device that can translate our language? Are you trying to impress me by appearing useful? At best, such words will earn you a bout in the ring, without weapons and soon without your skin. They stare as if they seen a ghost. How about we skip the small talk and get down to business? From the dust behind Tazara comes a cry. The distance between you and Xenos is too great for the eludicator to interpret the words, but the very tone conveys irritation and impatience. Tell the other monkey whoever slits your throat gets to depart for their new home ahead of a schedule, and let them go all out tonight they dance for Iremberes herself, the great Archon of Withering Tempest. Address the fighters in the arena. Dying to entertain the Xenos is a pot of eternal shame and condemnation of your souls. Once touched by the Emperor undying glory, let us join our blades. We will destroy those who sought to kill you. Exhausted and defeated faces trade worried glances. The hulking brute next to you hesitates, then spits and breaks into a grin. We're gonna die anyway. Might as well go out with a heretic brand. Slay the beasts. Tazara emits a furious scream and takes a step back, signaling her companions.
Die, inhuman scum!
I'll adorn myself with your flayed skin.
Okay, we got Xenos now.
I thirst for your torment.
Gladiators are on our side. Gunslinger. Witch. Wick. Wick. Yekatrix. I guess that's the target. Zara, Marazai, Ireperes. Let's see them.
Get me a target. But of course, Lord Captain.
Why?
Naturally.
Oh, 50! Why?
You will pay for this in blood.
I won't object to it.
How can you dodge when prone? Okay, I get it that they can dodge while standing. When you make enemies prone, it should be 100% hit. It's just logic, common sense. When they're down, 100% hit. And some animation to execute them on the floor. That would be even better. Because it's stupid.
Let's see to it.
I mean, come on. Get this moron shooting at me.
I move swiftly to strike. If it serves your cause. If I must.
Jesus Christ!
This tedium is beneath me.
Killing is my
Holy moly, shit, that damage.
Explorers know one route. Forward. Request approved.
Irresistible.
Request approved.
Nothing I can't do.
I understand your intent. If it serves your cause.
Already done. Not a problem for me. Nothing I can't do.
Play twice.
Your skill is lacking.
That's gotta hurt!
Gladiator hit a crit.
Me? If you insist, Lord Captain.
If I must.
I am a navigator, not a servitor. Me? If you insist, Lord Captain. I'm not accustomed to being ordered around.
Rejoice in battle! As the Emperor commands, I act.
Really, you dodged the shotgun, man. I get it. 3 times dodge a shotgun. 3 times in a row dodge a shotgun.
You will pay for this in blood. Your skill is lacking.
Do not forsake me!
I thirst for your daughter.
You fucking creed your butt. Thanks for the follow. Thanks a lot.
I'll put my psychic abilities to use. For the throne's glory. Naturally. Only terror.
Dodge
Smite
it
your
now.
enemies. But of course, Lord Captain.
Oh, nice. And thanks for the sub. Like it with some YouTube build before lunch? Yeah, I will. I'm waiting for the expand patch on leveling so I can start doing that. But I will. The next thing I'll do, once I'm done with this, I'll do one, we can call it user interface guide. Everything. Basically everything from ship battles, stats, combat, characteristics, passives, momentum, whale thickness, everything that's important in a game, okay? Items, what you buy, what you avoid, relations and so on. I can do that. But for classic guides on builds and so on, that's gonna be 1 million updates. No matter what I do, the thing is gonna change.
This tedium is beneath.
My revenge will be delectable!
First time that Pascal is useless in a fight. What can you do?
Any of the tread is faithful.
Argenta's useless too. I can't do shit. I'm a momentum.
Suits my purposes.
I move as if unseen.
Nothing I can't do.
If it serves your cause. I understand you.
I'll
Think.
do the real pain.
I really think.
Suits my purposes. All too easy.
Yes.
Battlefields are always drowned in scarlet.
I am not your sloth pet monkey.
With it in blood. If I may, isn't this a job for the serfs? Me, if you insist, Lord Captain. Get the true revenge. Delectable.